So guys, if you are in the market for a watch with real technical and design prowess, then this is the watch for you, the Rolex Datejust, and this is the Xupes review. So in this review today, we're going to cover off a few things. We're going to look at Rolex and the Datejust, its history, some of its technical innovations, and also why it's so important to watchmaking today. What's really interesting to me about the Datejust is that it's actually gone and set the tone for a number of different technical innovations that Rolex have used over the years. It may not be the reference that jumps out as the most obvious from their stable. It is actually possibly the most important from Rolex. And as a result, here at Xupes, we find that it's our top selling reference, and it's one that we always try and have in stock. So guys, without any further ado, let's dive into the history of this particular watch. It was the 4467 that was launched in 1945 from Rolex that was set to commemorate the 40th year of the brand. What's really interesting is that Rolex have set themselves apart from the pack because of the innovations they've made decades ago. And the Datejust innovation here is really quite significant in their trajectory. 1945, we saw the first self-winding mechanical watch that would automatically adjust itself at midnight. And we're very used to that technicality now. We don't even think about it when we put our watches on our side tables that it would automatically adjust itself for the next day. But really, this was a hugely significant innovation. The one consistent that we see from Rolex to this day is that the designs haven't really changed very much. They're very much evolutions, they're not revolutions. And what we see here with the Datejust is the same DNA that we saw in 1945. That beautiful fluted bezel, that incredibly functional but elegant Oyster case, and of course the date window at 3 o'clock. And moving on from the aesthetic and the design, let's get into the caliber itself. It was the late 70s when we saw the 3035 introduced from Rolex. And what that allowed this reference to do is a quick set function for the date, which, although it doesn't seem like much now, it allowed a user to separately operate the time function, moving the hands, and setting the date. And that was hugely significant. It was the reference 16233 in the late 80s that we saw the evolution from Perspex to sapphire crystal for the Datejust. And in 2009, we saw the evolution of the case from 36mm to 41, making the watch relevant and wearable regardless of wrist size. There's obviously a number of different social and cultural references to the Datejust over the years. We've seen Harrison Ford, Jennifer Aniston, and a number of other celebrities wearing the watch, including the late Martin Luther King at his speech, "I Have a Dream." It's fair to say that this has gone a long way to shape our love for this particular design. The keen movie lovers of you out there will also be aware that Christian Bale wore this in American Psycho, and I do hope that doesn't put you off too much. This is a beautiful reference 16234 from 2000. The lugs are sharp and the dial is crisp. It's available at Xupes.com now for £5,500. The Datejust really does offer significant opportunity. You're getting an awful lot of watch for your money. And when you compare it to other Rolex references, it really isn't something that you can beat. Rolex, not for the first time, have masterfully ticked all the boxes with the Datejust. It's the sort of thing that you can wear every single day and that you're going to continue to get great use and joy out of in years to come. So guys, I do hope you've enjoyed that review and you've taken a few nuggets away with you. What's really interesting for me is that this Datejust might be the ultimate reflection of what's great about Rolex. It's those small adjustments over a long period of time, be it the caliber inside, be it a dial change, be it a slight adjustment in case or bracelet, but nothing wholesale, nothing that takes away from the essence of the watch. It can be worn up, it can be dressed down, it can be used in any environment. It's having a moment now where we're seeing the rise and appreciation of vintage design again. So while this might have been a watch we had seen on our parents and grandparents in generations gone by, we now have this real reverence to the design and respect for what Rolex achieved in the late 1940s. And as always, do let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite reference, what you think of the Datejust. And if you'd like to be notified of all of the videos coming out, do not hesitate to click subscribe or click the bell for notifications. I look forward to seeing you next time.